have 6 VIP guests present with us, and so then we will have our Sufyan Baqali, our athlete, the national athlete, and so every person will take the floor for 15 minutes, and more particularly, and so questions will bring to bear on what is going to be said, and so we hope that there's going to be appropriate communication down the road, interaction down the road, so that we can give the possibility to everyone, each and everyone, so that this media is covered internationally, and this event is covered internationally, and so we would like to pay tribute to our sponsors, more particularly for the Diamond League sponsors. And so without further ado, we can kickstart this event. Are you ready, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? So without further ado, as I said in the beginning, in order to consolidate the work that we have initiated, we would like to really talk about this in this media session that will focus on really the launching of the Mohammed VI International event on the Diamond League. The Diamond League, one of the most important meetings in the world, particularly with the presence of this year quite a number of stars, particularly in the field and track athletics, and more particularly who have been able to gain quite a lot of and earn quite a lot of victories throughout this complex of will be quite an important celebration point, particularly to celebrate men and women who have really stressed their presence through the victories they have been able to score. More particularly, we have quite important world names in the field of track and athletics. And before, particularly, I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Mohammed Ghazlan to say a few words. I'd like to thank you immensely. Honorable representative, the national and international media, the honorable representative of the sports, ladies and gentlemen, dear attendees, I'm honored and privileged to extend a warm welcome to you. On behalf of Mr. Abdeslam Hizoun, the chair of the Moroccan Athletic Federation, and also the director and manager of the Mohammed VI event, which is going to really host quite a number of international names in the field of track and field. More particularly, this is an exceptional event that is going to be quite important, and then which will present us with quite a lot of opportunities in order to celebrate, and more particularly for the spectators to see these things taking place in the complex Moulay Abdullah. That is, we hope that it will be filled to the maximum, more particularly, and also will be covered by the international broadcasting stations. And so, hopefully then this event will rise to the level of other events, more particularly to achieve quite important world records in the specific tracks and field athletics. And the organization committee at the local level would like to extend a warm welcome to international sportsmen coming from different walks of life, from different 5 continents, and this is quite an important, unprecedented representation, and more particularly with regard to the presence. And the organizational committee hopes and extends a warm welcome and a nice stay in the Kingdom of Morocco for these sportsmen, and so we hope that they will shine and leave no stone unturned in order to really achieve victories. And so I'm sure that this event particularly will see featuring quite important sportsmen, among which we have the Moroccan national Sufyan al-Baqali. And without further ado, we will give them the floor so that they can deliver and give us their points of view, and more particularly so that they can talk to us about the achievements they are seeking to make in the field of field and track, and particularly they are a few days and few weeks away from the international event that's going to be that is slated to take place in the United States. Without further ado, I'd like to give the floor to Mrs. Qaima Balouchi, a journalist, a sports journalist, while waiting for you to provide us with your questions, and we hope that this is going to be a stepping stone in order to consolidate the participation of everyone in this international Mohammed VI complex. I would like to thank you immensely for your attention. I would like to thank Mohammed Wazlan, the General Secretary of the Athletic Federation of Morocco. We are going to receive the stars of the meeting of Mohammed V, more particularly of the Diamond League, and within this framework, I would like you to give them a round of applause. We receive Ellen Thompson. Ellen Thompson, give her. Sandy Morris, give them a round of applause. We are very happy to receive them here, and with the presence of the star of the 100 meters 4 times. Ellen Thompson, she is from America, and Sandy Course from the United States. Hallelujah. I'd like to thank you once again. Welcome again. Would like to extend a warm welcome to the International Olympic star, because he really, I need quite a lot of time to talk about the achievements of the Ellen Thompson achievements, because really she was among the shining stars, more particularly in the, she started at 13 years of age in the field and track athletics, more particularly, and she contributed quite a lot in order to develop, and she gave quite a lot of illumination to athleticism worldwide, and so this is really, has been quite important for the athletic records of Jamaica, particularly in the Olympics, also in the Pan American Games, and also in the Commonwealth Games. Ellen Thompson, really, she has quite five records, and she's the only one in the field of the history of athletics. She has been able to keep her records alive, and so quite a number of victories she has been able to make, and she was able to really reach the world record and she was able to make 21 seconds in 200 meters. I don't want to really take more time, but this sportswoman is a golden sportswoman, more particularly, and she has been able to achieve 10 seconds in the 100 meters, and this is all that relates to Ellen Thompson, and more particularly Sandy Morris again is one of the stars, shining stars currently, particularly she's involved in pole jumps, and particularly she has been able to make achievements, and pole vaults, as it made it possible for her to be present in the pole vault. Would like to thank you and extend a warm welcome to you again. Regarding the questions, there will be one question, and can I float a question? The first question regarding the question floated to Ellen Thompson. Indeed, the record, achieving a record 10 seconds, once again in this participant, it is possible to really go below this record, particularly in the meeting of Mohammed VI event. Can you go down the 10 seconds? Thank you.
What the question asked was if I can go 10-7 at this meet. I think so. Once I go, I get a good win, and the push from the girls and my execution. I think I can do that.
Thank you. Hi. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. That was my question, so I'm gonna. It's okay. For both of you, it is possible. What represents for you to be here in Rabat? I mean, Thompson, I know that it will be a very good memories the last time. So what represents for you to be here and participate in this meeting? Both of you. Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to be here in Rabat. I think I love this country, and I think traveling has become a hobby as well. And I think I have memories at the track. Tomorrow would be a great race for me. And I just use this experience to go to my national trials and to look forward for the World Championship in Eugene. And pretty much these races are preparation for me to see where I'm at, what can I be fixed, and stuff like that. And I'm just grateful to be here, even though I think I need some more sleep. But it's a part of my job, and I just have to get the job done.
Same goes for me. We use these meets as preparation for the big ones at the end of the year, the World Championships, which I'm very excited that it's going to be on U.S. soil this year. It's going to be a very special experience. The last time I was here in Rabat, I won the competition, so I'm hoping that I can continue and do that again. And it's beautiful here, I must say. It's gorgeous, so I'm going to try to get outside and just enjoy the weather a little bit. And the people here are very friendly. I've already noticed this. And yeah, it's going to be a great experience. And I just want to go jump and have some fun and use it as good training with a bar. Prepare for the World Championships. That's the goal.
Hello, Sandy, Maurice. Welcome in Morocco.
You are a world record in Belgrade. This event is quite an important opportunity to become an outdoor winner. Thank you.
Yeah, so I've won the World Indoor Championships twice in my career, and that outdoor gold has eluded me thus far. And I would love to break that streak and win my first World Outdoor title, especially given that it's going to be at home on U.S. soil, where there's going to be lots of American flags in the stands, and that's going to be something that I and many of us U.S. athletes have never experienced before, to have that much support at the World Championships from our home country. So it's going to be special. I would love to win that gold medal finally and break that streak, and I'm getting chills just thinking about the possibilities. So I'm just grateful for everything as well.
Hello, over here. Mike Rowbottom here for World Athletics. Question for Elaine. Actually, it's similar to what Sandy said. Incredibly, in your career, with all the golds, you don't have an individual World Outdoor gold yet. How important is it to you this season that you can try and achieve that ambition?
I think it will be very important to me to add that gold to my tally. I have 5 Olympic medals in gold and none in the World Champion. I only have a silver. And I think that's important for me to get that to the tally. And I'm working towards that. I don't want to be only an Olympic baby. I want to taste that gold from the World Championship. And the fact that it's closer to home this year, I think I will be more flexible and comfortable going to achieve that. And I'm just grateful for all the medals that I have, but I would love to actually get a feel of that World Championship title, and I'm just working toward that.
Does it help that you've already run so well in Eugene?
Eugene is really a great track. It is fast, and I run there every year. But I think the feeling will be different due to the fact it's a championship. You're doing rounds and rounds. I think the feeling will be different, even though I compete there. It's going to be more harder. You have to try to go to the round safely. And I think this year, for me, it's all about going out there, have fun, and just try to claim that goal.
Could I put a question to Sandy? So you've done 473 already this season, Sandy, and you're leading the world list. How important is it to be making a strong start to the outdoor season after your great indoor season?
Yeah, consistency is key, and I've been in the 470 range and jumped 480 indoors a couple of times, so I feel confident that I'm really consistent at those heights. And the things I just changed coaches this season, and so to be able to be that consistent under a new training program, working on new technical things, it just shows that the future is bright for this season. So I feel like I'm right there. I'm ready to make a breakthrough. Physically, I feel like I've had more time to prepare for this outdoor season, and the indoor was really helping me build up that base work for the hopeful peak for the outdoor. So I feel strong, I feel good, I feel like I'm right there looking up at 490, and I haven't jumped 5 meters since 2016, and changing coaches was a big incentive for that. I felt like I plateaued for a couple of years, and I was like, I know I can still jump 5 meters. I know I'm capable of that. I just have to make some changes, and so that's what I'm doing. I don't know if it'll happen this season, but I feel like I'm capable, and that's my goal really, is to get back or near 5 meter territory eventually. So looking forward to hopefully doing that.
Hi, and good morning, everybody. I would like to ask you, Madam Ellen Thompson, about a new record in Morocco in this Marine Diamond League of Diamond League. Can you predict us about, your performance maybe in this Marine in Rabat will be a new record? Thank you very much.
Well, tomorrow will speak for itself. I would love to get that meet record tomorrow. I love to participate here in Rabat. Even though most of my races, I normally get a headwind on that day. Hopefully the wind behaves tomorrow, and I try to get the meet record, of course.
Good morning, and first of all, thank you for coming. My question is, there is girls around the world, worldwide, waiting for you and looking up to you as their role models. What are the advice you would give them so they can achieve their dreams and be exactly like you, if so, not more? Thank you so much.
Well, for all the girls, not only girls, the boys look up to us as well. So it goes for both. And I would say to them, just work towards your dream and never say never. It's a lot of responsibility out here in the world. Don't rush it and just have fun.
Yeah, I would echo that sentiment. When I was a young kid, when I first started running track and field, I didn't know how far it was going to take me. I just went out there every day and I practiced and I had fun with my friends and I ran every workout as hard as I could and I tried as hard as I could every single day, and you really never know how far something will take you until you're there sometimes. And sometimes you get there and you look around and you're like, wow, how did this even happen? You work every single day toward those dreams and it'll take you to places you could never imagine.
Bonjour. Good morning to you all. My question, is it possible to break the world record? Particularly that the environmental organization will allow you to break such a world record. Thank you.
Yes, I would love to break the world record, but I'm in no rush. If I don't get it this year, I have next year and the year after. I have some challenges this season early on, so I don't think I'm in the best shape right now. But whenever I'm in the best shape of my life, I will definitely try to hit that world record. Last year, I ran 10.54, not knowing that I could run that time. I ran a championship record, which was 10.61, and I think that was not the best shape of my life yet. But even though this year I changed coach, I'm working with my husband, and I think I'm in the right path, even though I had some challenges earlier. But never say never. I'm still here trying. I want to hit that world record. I know I can do it. I have that in me, just to get my body, my mind, and everything ready on that day. Because you don't want to think about a record and your body is not doing what you want it to do. You have to get everything together on that day. And I don't think I'm in that shape right now. But I'm working on that. When I get everything together, I will definitely hit that target.
Wonderful, ma'am. My question, it's true that you are a group of, from Jamaica, a group of people, so you have come here. What is the picture that you can really, what are the what is the picture that you have of Morocco particularly, and that you see these pictures from Morocco particularly that you have been able to participate in previous events? Thank you.
Honestly, I didn't look up the meet or seen any pictures, Wherever my manager, my team wants me to go, I'll definitely go. And I look forward to new places. This track career helps me to see beautiful places, have a lot of experience. And I do love that about that. Doing track and field, it helps you to meet new people, new friends, and beautiful places. And I think Morocco is one of my favorite places to compete, even though it's pretty far from home. But I do love it here, and I love to compete here. The people are welcome, they're warm. The crowd in the stands is welcoming, they're warm as well. So wherever I go, I bring that energy with me. If I'm not in the best shape, I still bring that energy, because I think someday when you expect not to do your best, you try to surprise yourself. And I think many times when I think I may not run the best, I do surprise myself. And I always look for better and better experience and performance on the track, because every time I go on the track, it's all about experience and, the best performance going out there. And I try to surprise myself every time. So for me, it's all about consistency, surprising myself, and just have fun.
سؤال آخر؟
Another question, any other question from the floor, please, in English.
The same subject as Elaine was talking about. Last year was difficult for you because of physical problems, and it was very difficult that they coincided with Olympic year. How have you managed to put those behind you? How are you generally feeling this year? Clearly, it looks like you're feeling pretty good, but.
I honestly have never felt more motivated. I think that last year was a wake-up call for me, and so was COVID and things getting postponed. And it was kind of a realization, you never know when it might be your last time on the runway. You never know if an injury is waiting just around the corner, or a pandemic, or God knows what that's going to make it impossible for you to continue in the sport. And so I have seen it in that light. The injury last year has been my motivation to take advantage of every time I set foot on the runway, run down that runway like it might be the last jump of my career. And hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully I have many, many jumps yet to come, and that's my goal. But my eyes are on the future and in the present, working on things every trip down the runway to make my jump better every time I take one. How am I going to improve for the next jump? What am I going to learn and take it into the future? So I feel motivated, I feel positive, and I feel really good about my new coaching and training situation, training alongside Katie Najat, Tokyo Olympic gold medalist. We are now training partners. So it's been a fun ride, and I cannot wait to see where it's going to take me.
It's okay? كاين شي سؤال؟
Any other question from the floor, please? Without further ado, I'd like to thank you immensely for this participation, for this media coverage. And this was quite an important opportunity to build bridges of communication with the athletes. We are going to meet tomorrow, and so that we can participate in the 100-meter and also in the vault, pole vault meeting. Thank you. Thanks very much indeed for your contributions, ma'am. Hallelujah. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
from the media. To reconvene and continue this event. We will continue this meeting, the media meeting, with really hosting two medalists, particularly with regard to pole vault medalists. And so from Greece, we are going to receive Mr. Kalimera. From Greece, Mr. Kalimera will be our guest. And from the United States of America, there is quite an important name, more particularly with regard to 200-meter, Bednarek Kenneth. He's becoming one of the most brilliant medalists in the United States in the 200 meters, and he's also a winner of the silver medal in the Tokyo event, and he has a timing of 19 seconds, and in the 200 meters he's 23 years of age. And dear journalist, if you have a question, really a burning question, particularly for our medalist here, you have here an Olympic pole vault medalist we have Kenneth. Any question to Kenneth?
Good morning, everybody. I wanted to ask you, Bendarit Kenneth, about your performance. About your performance, I would like to say that 200 meters need techniques and strategy playing off your next competition. You have a lot of competition in this distance. What is your strategy to win this competition in Rabat? Thank you.
My strategy is just to do what I've always been doing on the track. I feel like I have one of the best turns in the 200 meters. So what I'm going to do is just get my mindset right before the race, do my whole routine, and you know, once the gun goes off, blast on the turn and just try to maintain and hold on just to win the race.
Hi, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure.
And nice to meet you too.
This is your first time, both of you, in Morocco?
No, this is my second time.
The second time.
The first time I was here was in 2019. This was I think my first pro race, so it was a different experience back then.
Okay, so what represents for you to be here for the second time in Rabat and participate in this tournament? And for you, first time, so what's the same question, so?
Yeah, for me it's the first time here, also in Africa first time. Yeah, I really like it here. It's very nice. The weather is perfect. Stadium looks very good. I went yesterday, and yeah, I hope for a good result here. It's gonna be a very nice fight in the long jump. Yeah.
I'm honored to be here and to represent my country. Like I said, the first time I was here was 2019, and it was a different experience. I had to get used to jet lag and different countries, so I was kind of like, oh wow, like this is new and different. But second time around, it's a lot easier. I'm actually able to see what's going on around the city and all that, and I love it. I love the weather, I love the people, and I'm glad to be here to compete.
سؤال
On the climate level, there were some winds blowing, particularly there were also some storms, particularly, and then the temperatures perhaps, the Rabat situation is quite different, particularly this is beautiful weather, and this is going to be immensely helpful in really making the long jump a reality on the ground and breaking the record.
Exactly. The weather here is perfect. As I said before, the wind is also good. It's, I think it's around in the limits of +2. It will be perfect conditions, and the field is very good. All the athletes in the long jump are really strong. There is also the decathlete, the Hammer, which he jumped at 8:45. Yeah, he's the world lead. So we will all be targeting him and to beat him. So yeah, it will be good.
Hi, question here. Mike Robotham here for World Athletics. Question for Kenny. You mentioned your first race here, 2019. You've come a long way from that time through very difficult times as well. Could you summarize how you've made that journey? What have been the key factors that brought you to the Olympic podium last year?
Like you said, it's been a long journey. 2019, like I said, it was just the start of my career, and I ended up getting injured. And after that, I had to get my mind and body right and make sure to be healthy. And COVID came, and I think in a way for me that kind of helped. I know for a lot of people it did not help with their career because they had all the momentum, and it kind of, stopped all that momentum for the next year. But for me, it was a blessing in disguise because I was coming back from injury, a hamstring pull, and I was mentally messed up, and physically I was better, but more of the mental side. So that year gave me the time to get my mind right, and then the 2021 season came, and for me that was a breakout year, and I just had to make sure I had my whole routine set up, make sure that I was eating. My diet got a lot better that year, and I just got ready for each race that I went to, and I performed at the highest level, and I had to make sure to keep it up until the Olympics, and that's what I did. So, just everything I did for the past year and a half, it all, worked out for me at the end. So,
thank you.
Any other question from the floor?
Ask you about the pandemic. So you two we all lived the pandemic together. So I want to know how the pandemic affected you two as person and your performance as athletes in the Diamond League. Thank you.
Can I answer? Yeah. Okay. For me, it was sorry. Okay. For me, when the pandemic started, it was really bad because I couldn't train. We were in lockdown, so I lost. I got an injury because of the no training, and I lost the 2020 season in the summer. I didn't do anything, And then I started again. It was like a reset for me. So I started again the preparation, the training, and eventually it was good for me. I managed to heal my leg because I was injured in my knee. And it went after this, after the pandemic, it all came down to, it was perfect for me actually. That's what I wanted to say, yeah.
When COVID officially came, it was crazy. I thought it wasn't real. Everything was shutting down. A lot of people were, buying toilet papers in the store, which I didn't understand that. But when it just got to the point where it started affecting where I was practicing, it was just, a crazy situation. We had to figure out where to, practice at. There was at one point where we didn't have any track to access. So for conditioning, my coach thought it was a good idea to do some boxing just to get the heart moving, and we did some biking on a bike trail. So we did that for about 2 weeks, and then eventually a school let us back in to use their track. And I mean, that whole year was just crazy, for me and for everybody else. Everybody was going through the same thing. But yeah, just figuring out where to train for a while, for about a month, and then eventually we got back on the track and then had to start all over. And like I said before, I was coming back from injury, so that year was good for me because I was physically fit, but mentally I had to be stronger. So that gave me the year to mentally get back and get ready for the next year. And that helped me out a lot for the next year. And you guys saw what happened last year, and I'm just trying to build off all that.
Hello there, Miltiadis, question for you. A lot of people after the Olympics didn't do the indoor season. You decided the other way. It was a triumphant thing for you. How important is that for your build-up to this summer? How good a preparation will it be for you?
Yes, me and my coach, we always decided to do the indoor season every year, because I think it's really nice to have some competitions in between, and it's good for the preparation. And I also was targeting the World Indoor Championships that I won. It was one of my goals. And now the next goal is the World Outdoor Championships, which is the only title that I haven't won. And yeah, it's going good so far. We will see tomorrow. It's a good test. It's like, for me, the Diamond League is like a World Championships final. It's every time like this, so it will be very good tomorrow. We will see how it's going to go.
Swear. Any question from the floor for the gentleman?
The season just has started, and there was COVID, there was injuries, there was good performance, there was poor performance. What's your purpose, both of you, of the season, and how important it is to start well the season? Thank you.
Okay, for me, I already did 3 competitions. I started really good with 8:38, 8:36. It's my season best. But actually, to be honest, the competition tomorrow is where I start officially, because it's an important competition and it's on the international level. So I need to get a good mark tomorrow. Not I need. It's going to be good if I get a good mark. I'm in a good shape, and yeah, I hope for a good result.
For me, I mean, every time I step on the track, I want to win, obviously, and beat my personal best. This season, starting off a little bit slow, but I'm just trusting the process, and me and my coach are going to be ready for trials and when Worlds to come. But yeah, this is going to be my first opener of the year for the 2, so just going to stick to my routine and make sure that technique-wise everything is sharpened, and make sure to put it all on the track, and just do the same thing, get ready, and trust the process for the next meets and for Worlds.
Dernière question.
One last question for the gentleman.
So you mentioned Simon E. Hammer. I get the feeling that the specialist long jumpers want to put things right there. Is that correct? For a decathlete to be so high in the rankings, is there a feeling that it's important for the long jump specialist to go above him?
Of course it's possible. This guy is insane. He did a very good jump, 8:45. It's a very good result. So many jumpers train for years and they cannot do this result. So yeah, I think it's. I will actually try to not let him beat me because it's good not only for me, it's for the long jump. I need to defend the long jump pride because there is a decathlete right now that is beating everyone, so I have to fight him.
Well, thanks very much indeed for your inputs, gentlemen. We would like to see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, God willing. Thank you. We are going to continue, however, with the rest of the athletes. So we will have Mr. Karsten Warlum joining us in a minute. The Olympic medalist and the best runner in 2021. You have the Warlum Karsten. He is from Norway and he is a really dear journalist. You are present with us, and so we're going to continue this meeting. Regarding Mr. Warlum Karsten, he is the Olympic medalist and the world record holder for the 400-meter hurdles. And he has also quite a number of medals. He is the best racer for 2021 and athlete, and so track and field 2019, the best sportsman for 2021, and he's a star in his own country, and also he has been able also to win the European championships in Berlin and also in quite many events, Glasgow in particular 29. We are very happy and privileged to have with us the Norwegian star, Warlum Karsten particularly, and so 400 meters hurdles is one of the most important events, and so this reminds us of Edwin Moses and as well as, and we are also privileged and honored on the other hand to meet with one of the stars of Morocco and internationally, Mr. Al-Baqali Soufiane. Is a Moroccan star, so it's beautiful to see Mr. Soufiane in flesh and blood with us here, and so he is going to be interacting through this live broadcast, particularly providing us with his input, particularly with regard to the Mohammed VI event. I have a question for Mr. Soufiane Al-Baqali. It's true that you have the best timing in this year in the Doha event, and so and also in the you have been able to have the best timing of the Ostrava event, and so how have you been able to be one of the shining stars? So first and foremost, I would like to laud and appreciate the participation of quite many faces, and so I've been able to get an appropriate timing, although and I prefer to focus on the Rabat event in particular, and so thank God after winning in Doha I didn't participate in any event except for this event, and so this is going to be quite an important year, and we hope to be able to make another record this year. Good morning, Kai.
I heard that all the way here, yeah.
So last year it was a very good year for you. You broke the record, you win the Olympic Games and everything. So what do you expect for this year and for your participation here? This is your first time, I think, here. What do you expect for this participation, and what can you say about it?
So yeah, it's my first time here. Beautiful place. So it's always a lot of nerves when it comes to the season start, right? Because you've been putting in a lot of training, but you never know what to expect. And I feel like I'm in a good place, but I still also feel like I have a lot to live up to. Last year I was very good with the world record in the 400 hurdles and also Olympic gold, such as my friend here with also Olympic gold. So it's something that it's hard to be able to repeat that, but I've been putting in a lot of work to be able to, and it's World Championships this year and a lot of things that I want to do. So I feel prepared, and I think it's very nice for me to be able to start the season here in Rabat. Nice weather, good track, and it's going to be a good competition.
Hi again, and good morning, everybody. I would like to ask you, Mr.
One question. Psychological preparation to win this meeting in Diamonds League in Rabat. Are you prepared to psychologically to win this meeting? Climate in your country is different about ours. Yeah. Are you prepared in that? And are you sure to win this meeting? Thank you very much.
I would like also to level a question to Mr. Bakali, if you don't mind. The psychological obstacle is a standing obstacle for any racer. Have you prepared yourself psychologically from an appropriate and technically and physically? Have you been able to prepare yourself? Because if the preparation from a psychological perspective is quite high, you can make breakthroughs. And so have you prepared yourself particularly for this event in order to add it to the medals that you have been able to get really? And so I'd like to thank you. First and foremost, in connection with the psychological preparation, psychological obstacles, we have been able to overcome these issues since a long time, and particularly that we do take these things seriously. Psychological preparation is quite important, and this is one of the meetings. And so, but we need to keep track on more particularly, and in the previous, so there is a stress. Because particularly we are operating in our own country, and this is. But we hope to be able to be seen through really a new face. Thank you.
Answer here. So yeah, what you were saying about the weather, it's very true. It's not the same here as in Norway. I can guarantee you that. And actually, I love to be able to stay home in Norway and train. I'm training in Norway almost all year. So, and to be able to go here and compete in warmer weather, to me, is very good. I very much like the climate here. I really prefer to compete in the warm weather, and hopefully, the wind will be lower. Wind is always very, very difficult when it comes to competition. Maybe for you as well, the wind. But I think we are running quite late, and the wind will go down. And of course, I'm looking to get a good race. That's something I put a lot of pride into. When I go into a competition, I want to deliver. I'm not coming here just to show my face, but I want to talk with my feet as well.
Indeed, the Moroccan public tomorrow will be happy to see Mr. Soufiane, and will be even happier to see Bakali coronated. I'd like to really go back to the Doha event. There was some hesitation, particularly and even until the final stages of the event. You need to take all the precautions so that you do not fall into the problems that you faced in the Doha, particularly. So indeed, as you will see, as you have seen in the Doha event, this was the first event I took part in, and so it's quite difficult. But I'm sure that on the basis of the relevant experience that I had in Doha, and so there were quite a lot of high winds in Doha. But then, at least I will take my precautions in this event, in the Rabat event, so that we can really deliver as was stated earlier on. Thank you. Microphone, please. Can you use the microphone? We translate. If you don't use a microphone, we won't be able to translate because we can't hear. The microphone is muted. And Mr. Soufiane, regarding the Doha event, what were the difficulties, particularly that you haven't been able to go under 8 seconds, and so
minutes.
minute. And so is it possible that the physical really efforts are quite important, and the physical preparation and also the public preparation in this event of Rabat will make it possible for you to really get a medal? Yes. So the physical preparation and also particularly the level of the participants in this event, we have no doubt that the level of the participants is quite high, and so when you have participants of the same caliber and in the last steps, then you can really achieve a victory, and despite Germa's participation, and this is really quite an important thing, and so we hope that the success will meet with every participant in this event. Thank you.
I'm here for World Athletics. Question for Carsten. In previous years, you've used the indoor season for various means. This year, not. How good a decision has that been? How nicely restless are you now?
Interesting question, of course. I didn't do, obviously, the indoors that much during the coronavirus period or whatever, but to me, I feel like we've pushed the level very, very far when it comes to performance. I think, when you run 45.94, it's putting a mark that nobody has ever seen, and that also means you are now walking a path that nobody has walked before you. So now it's up to me and my coach to be able to find the ways we want to walk now, and for us it's been all about putting in more work to see if there is any more to get, and especially after the Olympics and a very special season last year, it's been all about trying to put in more work and see where that takes us. So that's the reason why I didn't do indoors this year. So I'm looking forward to get back to the indoor running as well. I'm going to do it in the future, but I didn't prioritize it this year. That's the only reason. So, and I hope that now, coming into the summer and the important part of the track season, I'm more prepared, and as you're saying, I'm very eager to run. I'm really looking forward to get it started, because sitting back home and training for many, many months, it's all coming down to the moments where you can walk onto the track and really see what the hard work you put in is going to give results. So very much looking forward to run right now and to get it started, and hopefully not too much rust in the legs going into the first competition now.
My question to Mr. Carsten, how do you see the circumstances you are going through, particularly in Morocco, in this environment? How do you see the preparations that are being taken, particularly in this capital city of Morocco, as far as, do you think you are going to really leave? Are you going to really win a medal for Mr. Carsten? And so with regard to Mr. Bakali, quite a lot of preparations have been made by the chair of the Athletic Federation. And so how do you see the preparation of the Moroccans who are going to participate? Is there a promise that you will be able to win the 3,000 meters hurdles in Morocco, in this capital city of Morocco? And so are you going to disseminate joy after the win that you are going to make? See, in order to be frank, I've personal preparations really have been the same as preparation for, there is no difference as far as preparations are concerned. The Rabat event exactly is quite important from my perspective with regard to the arrangements I have made and how I was able to prepare for this. Things have been quite normal, and so the preparations have been made under the umbrella of the Federation of Athletics, and so indeed there was there was an agreement, particularly for me, to take part in this, and I okayed my participation to this event, and so we hope that we will be able to deliver tomorrow. Mr. Karsten, do you have anything to say, sir?
To say, you were asking me about if it's how I get ready for this competition, right? And to me, I think for me, I'm entering a new part of my career, maybe, because now there's very big expectations to me, and for me to be able to live up to them, the journey starts here in Rabat, and I feel prepared, and I think it's a nice way to start the season, and hopefully also we will be able to, climb on from here, so I think it will be good.
My question is for Mr. Bakkali Soufiane. This is your first participation in Morocco, in the home nation. Since the world record that you have been able to get, the participation of Soufiane, really, he is the bearer of quite many promises of Moroccans. So indeed, this is the first event in my home country, and as you know, there are not many events taking place in Morocco except this Mohammed VI event in Rabat. And as I told you, my preparations are quite good. I trust in my capacities and capability, and I'm taking part in order to achieve something quite important and not participate in an ordinary way. And so I am an Olympic medalist, and also there are quite many other Olympic medal holders who will be participating, and so we hope that this event will be quite promising for all of us. Thank you. Mr. Soufiane, this is a question to you. After the Olympic Games, we have been able to follow your Kenyan participation in Africa, and so you were able to win a medal in Kenya and achieve victory in Kenya. Tomorrow, there are quite a number of participants who will be participating in this event with you. 3,000 meters hurdle in Rabat. There are quite many big names who will be taking part in this. Really, how much does Bakkali weigh? Does he weigh heavily in the balance for tomorrow's meeting? And so how much really... how much weight does Bakkali think he has?
True.
How much does he think of the other participants of Kenya? What's next?
To win in Rabat, huh? yeah, thank you. So, but it's also a very interesting question. I understand where you're coming from, and it's actually now, as I was saying a couple of minutes ago, I'm starting like a new phase of my career, because everything that I can win in the 400-meter hurdles I've won, and all the records I've taken. But now we come back to like sort of the reason why I started doing this in the beginning. Now it's all about seeing how good I can become, and it's all about the personal development. I want to put in the work. I'm still young. I'm 26. That's young. I guess it's young. And I want to see if there's any more that I can get out from this, you know. I want to push the limits and see how far I can go, and that is my motivation right now. And also, you know, I love to compete. That's why I do this, you know. I love to compete and love to compare myself to my opponents, and I'm always ready for a fight, and I love a good fight. So hopefully there will be a good fight tomorrow, and also for the World Championships and the European Championships this year. So looking forward. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe I turn him back to decathlon now.
Oh man, you should ask my coach about that. But you know, I can't do the shot put anymore. You know, my arms are gone.
Thank you.
First, I'd like to thank you for your question. I was glad that you asked me a question on the Kenyan event. This was quite an important challenge for me to go to Kenya and also proceed and engage in Kenyan event. And this is their specialty. And so, you know, Kenyans are really quite important in this. But I was able to win in Kenya, and but then this was quite an important experience that I have been able to collect from this evening. We hope to have quite important events, particularly since Rabat has taken the initiative in the Diamond League. We hope that there are quite many other events taking place in Africa in which we'll participate. We and the other international medalists, and the Rabat meeting, as far as the Rabat meeting, preparations have been quite important from my perspective. Under appropriate circumstances, and also I have had a timetable. I have put in place a timetable for the Rabat event, and also there are the international championship are only a few days from us, and so we hope to be able to really participate in the 400 meters together with my friend from Norway. I'd like to thank you all.
Join. You know, you are the fastest in your field every time, aren't you? You know, you always go out there and kick in the end. So 400 hurdles for you will be great, huh?
My question is for Carsten. First of all, thank you so much for coming to Morocco and choosing it as a country to start the season in. My question is, how does the lack of competing on actual competitions since 2021 affected your performance, and how you and your coach are managing to overcome it both physically and mentally, especially mentally? Thank you.
So I think obviously it worked out very well last year. And I think when it comes down to it, I think performance is made at training, you know. That's where you go out and you do the hard work that you need to put in to get the results. And I think actually for me, during the pandemic, I got even more time to put in the work to be able to become even better and work on my qualities. But at the same time, it wasn't the same, right? Because you love going out there and you love having people watching in the stands. You love having the fans come out to see you run, and I really miss that. When it comes to the mental part, me and my coach, we are both mental, so for us it was no problem. You know, we actually like the work in silence part, you know, where we go in and put in the work. You know, that's where we feel like it's us against the rest. So for us, I think it just motivated us even more. But now I'm really looking forward to go out and see stadiums being more crowded, and hopefully tomorrow there will be a lot of Moroccan fans coming out to see us run. That would be great, and I hope that, you know, we are done with this pandemic and things are going back to normal. Yeah, it's sad running 45.94 and nobody's there to watch, huh?
Mohamed
Tuajer, my question is leveled to Mr. Sufyan. When we see the 3,000 meters hurdles, you have been able to achieve, and so don't you see there are only 4 Moroccans, and is it going to be a tactically based race, particularly the Indian? The Indian racer, particularly, don't you see in the future that this Indian will be among the best racer in the 3,000 meters hurdles. Thank you for your question. With regard to the competition, the 3,000 meters hurdles is for the last 5 years. It has has seen the participation of the best racers, and so I was particularly, I was able to, thanks to God, I was able to really win, and so we are going to continue really competing until the World Championship. Really, and with regard to the participation of from India, this is going to be the first time he's going to participate in the Rabat event, and so particularly in the Diamond League. We hope, and I personally hope him quite a lot of success, and so because he has been able to achieve quite an important timing. One before last question, really, for the competition to be appropriate, sometimes we don't talk about pacemakers or rabbits, so to speak. We need to have pacemakers, or at least to help us get. Indeed, for the 3,000-meter hurdles, I have Mr. Rafia Boisil, and he, as a rabbit, will be acting as a rabbit, and so he is going to really perform the way we provide him with information, and so he is going to he's going to tell us, at least the organizers are going to tell us at the time at which we make a round, and so we hope to be able to make quite important timings. Thank you.
I don't know if you saw Jakob Ingebrigtsen's comment soon after he won the Olympic title. He felt a really big down. He just felt almost empty, and had a big reaction to it. And it's sometimes the case that if you reach the highest heights, where do you go next? Obviously, you've addressed that by choosing your path to work hard and prepare for a new phase. But is that something you're aware of, that kind of inevitable, once you've done it all, where do you go?
Yeah, I think, but there are challenges all the way. I think for me it would be even worse if I didn't get the high in Tokyo that I wanted, right? So for me, I've been able to achieve all my dreams this far, and now it's all about making new ones, and that's, I think that's probably the nature of top sports. Of course, after the Tokyo, I was tired because I put everything into it. And you could also see I had some bad races after Tokyo, but I was okay with it because it was all about Tokyo back then. But now it's setting new goals and see what more I can achieve. So for me, I'm actually very happy and proud that I can tick off all the boxes that are behind me and that I've won all these things. And for now is just to see if I can, repeat these things, because one thing is success and another thing is repeating success. It's actually more difficult to repeat it, and that is a task that I'm up for.
Thanks very much indeed. I'd like to thank you in Carlsen in particular. We are going to meet tomorrow, and so between now and tomorrow, hope that the media will continue to cover this event. Would like to thank you for your input and for your contributions.
ما عندوش معايا الميكرو الله يحفظكم صافي لا غير القنوات خلي